All right, so tonight's session comes with a story.
Here we go.
So who knows how this one's going to go, but I just ask that you bear with me and give it a try. So I was having a conversation with my mother, and she wanted to know why I like role-playing games and what they actually are, because all she knows is the term D&D. So I'm trying to describe it to her, and my mom loves two things. She loves mysteries and she loves ghost stories. So I was like, I'm just going to talk you through an example of what it would be like. So I put her in some situation and made her have to pick between two difficult choices and all this. And she was just like, oh, that's so much fun. I would love that. I would love to solve mysteries and all this. So, I'm like, my 70-year-old mother wants to play a role playing game. So I was thinking about it and I'm like, I need to do that. I need to come up with a haunted house scenario for her. But what system am I going to use? It's got to be super simple because it can't take away anything from the role playing part. So what I did instead was I cobbled together one of bits and pieces that I thought were interesting and might work. And it's the mom role playing game.
I like
So
this.
tonight,
I like the DIY attitude we have in here.
So tonight we are going to attempt the first play ever of the mom role playing game.
If this works out, do you think you'll show this to your mom?
Oh yeah. I mean, if it works halfway, I'm gonna make a haunted house one for her and see what she does. But so I've got some pretty simple rules for this that we'll use, and I also wrote the scenario, and the scenario is called The Farm. And this idea hit me and I'm like, I think that would be fun. So we will try this homebrewed system with this homebrewed scenario and see how it goes. All right. It's the simplest character creation of anything you've ever seen because these rules are geared to normal people, right? So you're not superheroes. You're not dungeon adventurers, nothing like that. So you could play you if you wanted. Doesn't matter. But to make a character,
we have to role play as not being some brain dead moron with 4 brain cells to rub together.
But you're going to make up a name and a description. Give me whatever kind of description you want for the character. Include whatever your occupation is or whatever. You'll see that there's only 3 values. There's fear that starts at 0. There's health that starts at 10, and you've got 3 tokens. All right. So when you're playing this, it uses 2 6-sided dice. For any action that you want to do, you roll 2 6-siders. A 9 to 11 is a success. 12 and above is fantastic success. So something beneficial happens. A 6 to 8 is a partial success. 2 to 5, you fail. And 1 is fail and something bad happens. Each one of those also, if it depends on what it's related to. There's fear checks, normal action checks, and combat checks. So it'll either increase your fear level or take 1 away from your health. All right. In this game, if your health hits 0, you're dead. No future rolls, no nothing, you're dead. If your fear hits 10, you're nuts. You're catatonic. You can't be dealt with anymore. You're basically dead. For a basic fear check, a 1 to 5 fails, and it makes your fear go down 1. A 6 to 12 succeeds. Now, there are modifiers that you can use. Well, there are modifiers. If your fear hits the level 5, you get a -2 to all your rolls. A PC can help another PC. That gives them an additional D6 to roll. So you can roll 3d6 then. But if you fail, it affects both of you negatively. All right. If you find something to use in combat, like a baseball bat, a gun, whatever, that'll give you a +1 to +3 on your roll, and I decide what the number is. if something in your description could help you, it'll give you a +1 to +3. And the only other thing is your tokens. So each of you get 3 tokens. That's all you get the whole game. And at any point you want to use them, you can. The use of a token will either let you automatically succeed on a roll, just a normal success. You can use it to remove 1 fear. You can use it to add 1 to your health, or you can give it away to another player. But you got 3 of them. And that's it. That's the whole mom RPG system.
Do we need to know anything about this scenario other than it being a farm? Like, does time period matter? Does anybody else like
it's modern day and you're normal people. You're traveling together. So you need to have some kind of relationship. That is a beautiful farm though. I'd live there. Mm-hmm. There are no neighbors. You see that? None.
No neighbors to be found. Nice looking barn.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
So I have my character, Micah.
All right. So, John, describe your character.
My character is Jethro De La Torre. He's a professional chef by trade from Louisiana and wants to be a great French-style chef.
Nice.
But he's really only good at cooking catfish. That's just flavor text.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. I haven't thought of how to describe this, but here's what I want to do. I am Dale Hargrove, and I'm traveling around in the sort of local area to wherever we are because there's like a giant corporate farm that's trying to get people around here to sell their land, and I want us all to sell. We only get the deal if we do it together. I'm trying to get other people to sell to big agriculture because I want to sell mine to big agriculture.
Okay, cool. So you own a farm yourself.
I own a farm myself, and I'm trying to get the other people around here to go in with me and sell to the big money. Let's all cash out.
Okay, so why are the 2 of you traveling together? A chef and a farm broker. I mean, you can know each other, you know, it doesn't have to be related to your lifestyles. You could be brothers or anything like that.
But what if we know each other just because you are the cook down at one of the like local diners or whatever, and we're just like part of the good old boys club, and we're walking around we're traveling around trying to like represent the locals. Like the only reason I would know you is because I constantly go in that restaurant or something.
Yeah.
So you're friends.
We're friends. Yeah, that'd work.
Yeah, we could do that. Or depending on the scenario, we could be going somewhere where you don't know what I'm up to, but we're going to like your family's place. Like you're my in to try and convince these people, hey, you should sell.
That is devilish. So we're going to, yeah, okay. My family owns a farm.
Y'all are headed towards your family's farm.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, we can do it that way. It can also be a little bit of both. Like I could know you and also be like hanging out because I want access to your family.
I'm the black sheep of the family because I decided to become a culinary specialist instead of working on the family farm.
Culinary specialist.
I work at a fucking Denny's. One day I'll work at the Waffle House.
Someday, if you put your mind to it.
Okay.
But I show up at the Denny's in the whole like the white chef's stuff. You know, the chefs get up.
Jethro De La Torre and Dale Hargrove. You're on your way to Jethro's family's farm to try to convince them to sell to the corporation. And the GPS in your car shows that there's a shortcut, and you decided to take it. And after driving for probably an hour, the GPS signal dies, and you're not getting any cell phone reception. So you're like, well, it can't be much further. And you drive and you drive and you're both getting aggravated. You've been arguing. You're hopelessly lost now and you're just country, right? You just, as far as you drive, it's just trees to the left, trees to the right, road ahead of you. And you keep driving until the engine in your car starts going and comes to a halt. And the road that you're on, to the right of you is forest. To the left of you is a hill. And at the top of the hill is a farmhouse and a farm. And your car has broken down on the road at the bottom of this hill. When you look up, you notice there's a German Shepherd about halfway between your vehicle and the farmhouse. And it's just sitting there looking at you. And it kind of cocks its head the way dogs do, turns around and runs back towards the farmhouse. What do you do?
Didn't think to put enough gas in the damn car before we left the house, did you?
I didn't think we'd need more gas because this was supposed to be a shortcut. And like we're going anywhere else, we may as well go into the house and try to ask for some help. At least see if they can tell us where the nearest filling station is. Give us a ride there. It'd be nice.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. You know, farming folks is nice.
All right. So y'all get out of the car. You start walking.
They got any of that? What is that? See if they got any of that agriculture diesel.
You guys get out of the car and you start walking up the hill towards the house. It's a nice older house. The barn, there's a big barn off to the left of it, and you didn't see it from your vantage point at the bottom of the hill. But when you get closer to the house, you see that behind the house and farm is a huge field of corn, just row after row of corn. And you walk up on the porch of this house, and there is a wooden door. There's no doorbell, no door knocker, just a door and one of those nice wraparound porches. What do you do?
We got to do it, don't we? We got to just knock on the door. All right.
So you knock on.
We could snoop around these people's barn. No, we shouldn't do that. We should not go looking for agriculture diesel.
Not first thing, no.
So you knock on the door and you hear a shuffling sound coming towards the door. The door opens and there stands this older man, probably in his late 60s, wearing overalls, and he's got a shotgun in his hand, but he's not got it like aimed at you. He's just holding the barrel, and he's standing there, and he just looks at you.
Dale says, sir, we've run out of gas trying to take a shortcut from the main road across the way. There's not any chance you have some fuel to spare here, is there?
As you're saying this, that German Shepherd comes out of the kitchen and comes up right beside him, and it looks at you, and then it's just sitting there looking up at its owner. And you ask him about the gas, and he glances down at the dog, and he's like, "Come on in, boys," and turns around and starts walking towards the kitchen. And you can see that this is his living room behind the front door, and there's a table, 20 feet away in what seems to be the kitchen. And he just leans the shotgun up against the wall and starts ambling towards the kitchen table, slowly shuffling.
I guess we follow him in, unless you got a better idea.
No, that makes sense.
You make your way towards the kitchen. You immediately are hit by this smell of something really good cooking, especially Jethro. He's like, "Oh, that's some kind of stew, some kind of vegetables." You being the foodie, it immediately gets your mind going. The man sits down at the table and turns and faces you, and as you make your way towards the table, you can see this older woman who's also probably in her late 60s standing at the stove, and she's got a big spoon in this pot, and she's stirring it. She turns and looks at you guys. He just points over to the table and the seats that are around the table, and he says, so you fellas broke down?
Yes, sir. Well, wouldn't say broke down. Well, maybe broke down. Did we break down or did we run out of gas?
I think we ran out of gas.
Yeah, we're just
You
out of
could
gas,
put
I
in the
think.
gas in
I think we're
the
just
truck.
out of gas.
He said, "You're a long ways from a gas station." And he looks up and he goes, "Esther, they run out of gas." And she goes, "You're a long ways from a gas station."
Well, how do y'all get gas up here, if you don't mind my asking?
We get a delivery for everything.
That's living the dream.
About once a month, we grow most of our crops and whatever else we need, we get delivered from a town up the road about 30 miles
Well, when's the next delivery coming?
in a week.
Oh, well, do you happen to have a phone?
No, we don't have any phone.
30 miles is a long walk.
It is. You boys hungry? We're about to have some dinner. It's about 5 p.m.
Well, I wouldn't impose on anybody, but Jethro's always hungry, so I suppose we could.
Esther, they're hungry. Esther goes, "Okay." So she goes over and gets the bowls and starts dipping them out. She comes over and puts a bowl in front of each of you and in front of him. And then she brings over sweet tea and puts it down by each of you. Before you go to eat, you see the man lower his head like he's praying. And Esther's standing beside him with her fingers together and she's praying too. But they don't say anything. They just do that and then they're done. He gets a big spoonful of it. He goes, "What's you boys' name?"
My name's Dale, and this is Jethro.
"Nice
Pleased
to
to
meet
meet
you." He said, I am Jed Wilson, and this is my wife, Esther Wilson."
Nice to meet you, Mr. and Mrs. Wilson.
He's like, "Dig in." He keeps eating, and Esther sits down. She starts eating.
The balancing of the turmeric and the thyme in this dish is exquisite.
While he's doing that, I'm just going to eat like a normal person.
Esther looks over at Jed, and she goes, "What did he say?" And he just goes, "Meh." Keeps eating. And so you guys start having conversation. Jed asks you some questions. He's like, "So what brings you fellas out this way?"
Well, we were just coming through because we thought this was a shortcut to where we were going. But since we're here, have you heard from the big company coming in that's trying to buy all these farms?
And his eyes get big and he looks at Esther and he goes, "Really? Are they coming here?"
Well, I don't know if they're coming here in particular, but they want a huge stretch of land around here. And, if you all wanted to sell, I've heard they're offering a lot of money. I mean, I've got
We'll
a farm
sell.
too.
We'll sell. and she's like, "Yeah, we'll sell." And the German Shepherd comes around the table and sits down between them, and it's looking up at you guys and looking at each of them, and they look down at the German Shepherd, and they're like, "Where were you headed again?"
We were headed to my family's farm.
Ah, so you don't look like a farm boy. He's eating some more.
You look like one of them fancy city slicker chefs.
Oh yeah, I've got my white coat on and all that.
What I'm imagining is you look like Bobby Flay, but just like chewing a piece of straw.
Absolutely. I just got off a shift at the local 5-star Denny's.
Oh, wow. You work at those fancy restaurants.
That's right. We even got waitresses and servers and all that.
And Esther's like, well, do you like the dinner? What do you think?
It's exquisite.
Oh,
I wouldn't
that's
change a
delicious.
thing.
Did you hear that, Jed? He said it's exquisite. He goes, So, do you guys have anything else you want to talk to him about?
I'm just curious. You were quite quick to jump on the bandwagon and want to sell this here place. I was curious, well, why that might be.
They both look at each other and they look down at their dog, and their dog looks at both of them. And they're like, I don't know. We've tinkered with the idea, but they're like, I don't know. Probably not. I mean, we've been here for 40 years now. No, we're kind of old, right, Esther? She's like, speak for yourself. He goes, you're as old as I am, woman. He goes, we'll probably die right here. And Esther kind of hangs her head down.
But you might die rich.
You might, if you sold, you might even be able to move somewhere where there's a Waffle House.
Mm-hmm. Fancy restaurants.
Waffle House.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, mother covered in dust. I've heard somebody say that before. I don't know what it is, but it sounds wonderful.
I ain't learned it yet either. I hadn't been to Waffle House school yet.
Oh, you'll get there, boy.
That's like getting a PhD in his world.
She's like, well, here, let me go get you some more. She walks back over to the stove, comes back with the pot, and dips you both out of more. Takes it and puts it back. She's like, eat up, boys. I love to see men enjoy good cooking.
I'm inclined to oblige.
Oh, you're so nice, Esther. It is good.
So you continue chit-chatting a little while, and she stands up and she's like, would you care for some coffee?
What time of day is it? I don't want to be up all night.
We're pushing 6:30 now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a little late for me.
Yeah.
About to start dinner service. Absolutely.
So she walks over to the stove, and while she's gone, both of you start feeling kind of tired.
Oh,
Feel a lot more tired than you normally do this time of day. And, you're shaking your head a little, and Jed's looking at both of you. He's like, something wrong?
No, why would there be something wrong?
I
feeling
just
a little
noticed.
sleepy, Jed. What am I so tired for?
I don't know. Why are you so tired? 6:30. I mean, we go to bed at 7:30 around here, but
Maybe we're tired because it's almost bedtime.
you're a lot younger than we are. So figured you fellas could stay up till at least 8:30. And then it hits you again, and you're just like, oh, no. He's like, well, I don't think you fellas are going anywhere anyway. I mean, you're 30 miles away from town on foot, and it's going to be dark soon. We got plenty of room if you want to
Dale's
stay.
just yawning like, oh, I think I'm too tired to drive. Damn near face hitting the table.
And Esther's like, yeah, we got 3 more rooms besides ours. You're welcome to stay the night with us, and maybe we can figure out something tomorrow. Maybe Jed can look at your car. He goes, I don't know nothing about them newfangled cars.
That is mighty kindly of you, Esther.
She's like, okay, well, let me show you the way. So she starts walking down the hallway, and you guys get up to follow her, and you make it about halfway down the hallway, and both of you just drop to your knees. You can barely stay upright. You can see Jed at the table. He kind of drops his head and shakes his head. And right before you pass out, I want Jethro to give me a check. There's just a standard check, so it's 2d6, but you'll get a bonus of 2 since you're a chef.
$12.
Cool dice.
What in the hell kind of dice are those? How do I know that's a 12? Hang on. I want this guy checked for PEDs. I don't like this.
So, you being a chef, of course, the last thing you would think of as you're slipping for consciousness is something to do with food. And the thought just strikes you as you're losing consciousness. That stew didn't have anything in it but vegetables. And then you pass out.
The vegans attacked.
They ain't had no meat in a while. We are the meat.
Oh, yeah. So here's the question that I had. In physical stature, tell me what each of your characters is like. Is it either of you overweight? Is short, tall? What are you?
I think Dale's like a shorter guy that's a little bit overweight.
Okay.
I don't know what you were thinking, Gore, but I pictured Jethro as a big strapping man.
I was thinking Jethro was like short chef.
Yeah,
Short
true.
chef.
If you're a chef, you kind of got to have like some of that little man syndrome, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. What if we're both little guys and like Jethro's slightly more out of shape than me because he eats better? Like he's a little fatter because he's got better food since he can cook. You know.
Is that what y'all want to go with?
He's got one strong arm from hitting the frying pan all day. So like, there's one clearly muscled arm, but then the other one is like, I don't know if that's going to be important, but
Okay. All right. So everything is darkness for you right now, but
So we're both short and a little pudgy, and Jethro, if it matters, has one Popeye the Sailor Man arm.
all right. So you wake up, your head's killing you, and all you smell is dirt. There's blinding light around you. Like your eyes can't focus. You can't see anything yet. But your face first, you're on your stomach and you can move your hands and stuff and you're feeling dirt. And as you raise your heads and your eyes start to focus, you are outside. It's daytime. The sun's overhead, blinding you. You're in the middle of a field. Both of you have collars around your neck with a long black chain going back. You also have bridle straps around your shoulders, and when you look back, they're connected to a plow. And standing behind you is Jed, and he's got his shotgun, except this time he's got the business end pointed at you. And you stand up, your head's killing you, you're still foggy from whatever knocked you out. And he just looks at you and he goes, "Pull the plow, boys." His German Shepherd is sitting beside him looking at you.
Man, what do you think? Do we panic and fight back?
maybe. I don't think we can pull a plow.
That's true. We could try. Do we see anything around us as far as like if we're really fast and work together, is there a rock we could beat them over the head with?
There may be a rock in the soil, but you're like a good 15 feet into the part of the earth that's tilled of
So we'd never make
the
it.
farm. And he's a good 15 feet behind you. Like I said, he's got the chain that's around both of your necks. He's got the shotgun, and he's got his dog.
Well, I'm going to talk to him and say, Jed, what was in that stew?
Vegetables.
I've had vegetables. I've had all the vegetables. I work at a Denny's.
The
I
dog
never had.
the dog barks and he jumps a little bit and he's like, "Pull the plow, boys."
That's one thing you learn about me, Jed. I ain't got no lower body strength, so we ain't really going to go anywhere.
He pulls the hammers back and then he says, "I'd try."
Come on, Jethro. Let's just try to pull the plow. It ain't like it's going to go that far anyway.
So you both are going to try. Okay, so both of you give
give it a
me
shot.
a roll, action check, and I don't think there's anything that can give you a bonus. Now, don't forget your bonus tokens, but you've only got 3. You can give each other bonus tokens, but you've got a pool total of 6. So
Do you want us to stay alive so we can continue this experiment?
me, I don't care what you do.
Bad idea to ask Shane. He don't care.
I'm gonna roll with whatever you do. So
I'm just going to do a regular roll.
Same here. I'm just going to do a 2d6. Let's ride.
8 and a 4.
8 and a 4. Okay, 8 is a partial success, and a 4 is a failure. So who got the 8?
I did.
Jethro.
So Jethro puts all his might into it and starts inching forward and pulls this plow, which would normally be hooked up to a horse, a good foot before he has to stop. But it doesn't even budge for Dale. Not
as
an
hard
inch.
as I can. Nothing.
And Jed goes again.
I say, you ain't got no horses to pull this thing?
The dog barks. Row, row, row.
You know, Jed, if you could put some gas in my car, we could use that for this.
He said, pull. You
Dale's
have
got
the
one
rope?
of them big ass trucks with all the big wheels on it. He'll tear this field right up.
He raises a shotgun. Pull.
Gore, what if we do this again, but we spend a token on each other?
Or we assist each other.
Can we do that without spending a token? Like team coordination, like we're going to do this at the same time, you know?
Like,
1, 2, 3.
I'm
Yeah.
holding you while you hold me, and we're just
We're
like,
both
you
holding
know.
the rein. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure. You can both do it, and it'll add a d6 to each of your rolls. But
All right.
if either of you fails, both of you fail.
Oh yeah, we're getting shot.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
head.
This
Okay,
is-
that
heck
sounds
yeah.
good.
So you wrap arms around each other because you have this brilliant idea that 2 men can pull much better than one, and you start pulling, and both of your feet slip out from under you, and you smash the ground, land flat on your face, knock the air out of you, and you just hear Jed behind you go, and the dog barks, rah, 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 rah. And he's like, all right. He said, Duke, and that's his dog. Duke runs up and gets right between the both of you, and he's got his teeth gritted like he's ready to pounce at any moment. And Jed goes, I'm going to come undo you boys one at a time. If you move, Duke's going to eat your face, or I'm going to shoot you. One of the two's going to happen. So with me and Duke here, neither of you's got a chance. Don't do anything stupid, I beg you. And he sounded serious. I beg you, don't. Don't make me do this.
You know, the way he's handling this, I'm starting to think something else is going on here, and maybe it's Duke that's calling the shots. Like maybe if we could bash in Duke's brains with a rock, then that might bring an end to this whole thing.
Call him a good boy and give him scratchies.
You can try that.
Okay, I like diplomacy.
Jed and Duke are approaching you. When Jed gets there, he's going to remove each of your collars one at a time while he's got that shotgun trained on you. And Duke looks ready for action. So are you going to allow him to remove these collars, or do you guys want to try to do something? You tell me.
I don't think I'll fight him when it comes to taking the collar off, but I'm still interested in smashing Duke's brain to pieces. Okay, we won't do that. How about regardless of whether he takes the collars off, we try to be nice to Duke, and we're like, hey, who's a good boy? Come here, Duke. Are you the bestest boy? You know.
Okay, I can get on board with that.
All right, so he comes up. He takes Dale's collar off and backs away. And then he takes Jethro's collar off and backs away. And he's got the gun trained on you, and he says, "Now go back to the kitchen."
Is it okay to pet Duke?
I
Dale's
wouldn't.
actually asking him that.
I wouldn't.
But he's such a good boy.
But what if he wants me to?
You want
He's such
Duke
a
goes-
nice boy.
Duke goes,
You're the nicest boy, aren't you, Duke? All right, fine. That didn't work.
right.
We'll go to the kitchen.
So he marches you guys back to the kitchen. He's got the chains in one hand. He's got the shotgun in the other. Duke's walking directly in front of him and between you two. You get back in the house, and he says, "Go to the table and sit." You go in, you sit down. Esther comes out from the back room, and she's got handcuffs. And she walks over to Jethro first, and she whispers to you, "I'm sorry, son." And she handcuffs your arms behind your back into the chair.
Esther,
And then she
Esther,
walks
tell us
over.
the secret. Is Duke calling the shots here? Is it Duke?
And then she walks over to Dale, and she pats you on the back, and then she takes your hands and arms and does the same thing. Then she goes over to the stove, and you see there's just tons of food that's been cooked. And she starts making plates. And she comes over, and Jed grabs a spoon, and Esther grabs a spoon, and Jed looks at you and he goes, "You're going to eat now." And they just start spoon feeding you and shoveling it in your mouth. As fast as you can chew it up and swallow it, they just give you more and more. So both of you give me a roll. Now, if you can convince me somehow, Jethro, that you get a bonus because you're a chef, then I'll give you the bonus. But you're being force fed.
Yeah, I'm being force fed. Yeah, you can't really help that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
So,
I
maybe
could start
maybe
insulting
your
their
body,
cooking.
maybe your body has become acclimated to it from years and years of having to like taste test your own stuff, try your own recipes. You're basically a bottomless pit just from training.
Yeah, I tell them, you call this force feeding when I was training in the Imperial Denny's army. This is nothing.
You merely adopted the slop. I was born in it.
And Esther looks over at Jed and nods her head, and he goes, "Keep going." So we're going to see who actually can take more food. Each of you give me a roll. And
Oh,
you
I
can,
know I can. I'm gonna start puking immediately.
I'll give you a bonus of 1, Jethro. So what'd Jethro get?
A 9.
A 9.
3.
3. Okay. So
Every single roll I've done tonight has contained at least 1. I'm having an awful night.
So Jethro takes down the first bowl like it's nothing. And you, Dale, get towards the end of it and start coughing and just spitting food everywhere.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Jethro's like, "You call this force feeding?
Jed
I've
looks
done
at
worse to paying customers."
Jed looks at Esther and he goes, "Get another bowl." So she fills the bowls up and brings them back, and they start again. Start force feeding you some more. So y'all give me another roll. What'd you get?
I got a 7. Jethro got a 5.
Ooh, okay. So this time you're able to keep up, Dale, and you get most of it down. A lot of it's dripping off your chin. But Jethro, you just start coughing and gagging it up. And Jed's like, "No, this, one more bowl." They get another bowl and they start again. So y'all both give me another roll, and both of you subtract 1 from your roll because you're really getting sick from this. So what'd you get?
Jethro got a 7.
7.
I got a 9.
You got a 9. Okay. So Jethro makes it all the way to about the last bite and then just pukes on the table. But Dale, you're able to get it down and you're like pouring sweat and woozing. And Jed
Dale
goes,
just happened to be hungry.
Jed goes, we have a winner. Dale. And Esther's standing there just shaking her head. She's like, oh. He's like, all right, we'll give him a minute. And then she's cleaning up the table. And then he's like, all right, boys, let's go to the barn. They unshackle you, grabs your chains, puts a shotgun on you.
Yeah, I can't even refuse. I just I'm a giant, like perfect sphere and just roll to the barn.
So you make your way out the door of the house and you're headed towards the barn. Get to this standard barn. Jed pulls open the double doors. You walk inside. It's a normal barn. Inside the barn.
Pigs.
Yeah, inside
For
the
a
barn.
second, I thought the ducks at the bottom were rubber duckies.
Inside the barn, there's a big horse. There's some sheep, some chickens, a goose. And right in the middle of the barn is a big mud pit with a giant hog laying in it, and it's wallowing around in it. And Duke runs by you and goes over and sits down.
Y'all had a horse this whole time? What are we pulling the plow for?
And Jed's behind you. Esther comes up beside him and he goes, go forward till you get to the pole. And in the middle of the room, there's a pole that goes all the way up to the roof. It's, support beam, basically.
This thing.
And you guys walk over there, and Jed comes up, and he wraps your chains around the pole and puts a padlock on it. And then he backs up. And the horse whinnies. Sheep start making noises. Chickens start making noises. The hog is... And Jed says, this one can eat. This one can barely plow. And the big pig looks around and goes, humans. Humans. And Duke says, the one over there could barely pull the plow. He'll be of no use there. He will only be of use in the collecting hay. The other can eat. Both of you give me fear checks. Sorry.
Well, I don't know what my dice roll is going to be, but I'm personally horrified.
What did you get, Jethro?
A 9.
Okay,
got
what
a
did
7.
you get, Dale? A 7. All right, so 9 and a 7. You both succeeded. Okay, well, but you are floored that you're literally in this barn, and 2 of these animals have spoken. So, do you say anything?
To the pig, I say, brother, may I have some oats?
I look at Jethro and I say, Jethro, what did they put in the food? I can hear voices. I know the animals aren't talking to us. What did they just feed us, Jethro?
The animals are talking. We've entered the Twilight Zone.
You heard it too?
I did.
Oh,
That
no.
big pig goes, silent humans. Your time is over. You have enslaved our kind for so long. Now we will be the masters. You will be our servants. You will do exactly what Jed and Esther tell you, or you will die. Do you understand me?
No, one question, Mr. Pig.
The name is Boss.
Nice. Love it. Like that attitude. Do you also give orders to Jed by any chance?
Of course I do. He is a human.
I fucking knew it. I knew it. Okay.
So, Mr. Boss, is your last name happen to be Hog?
And
I do
like-
not
like
have a
slap
last
him.
name. I am a
I like
hog.
slap him on the shoulder. Like, come on, man. It's racist, man.
The German Shepherd starts growling and showing his teeth and leaning forward, and it goes, "They are mocking you, boss."
Oh no, I would never. I lived on a farm, and I just knew a long line of other fine bovines
Damn it, stop
that
it. Not
also
not
went by
hog.
the last name of Hog, and so I was just curious if you're related. That's all.
The hog says, "Take this one to the hayfield. Take the other back to the kitchen. Feed him, Esther, until he can't eat anymore. And then feed him more. I want him eating all the time. Do not let him stop eating."
Humor me for a second, Mr. Boss.
God. Damn it, Jethro. What did I tell you?
What is the point of feeding my fair friend here? He's already got a little bit of extra pudginess to him. So it would be much better if he were out with me in the field pulling, so we could, get hungry again to eat some more.
All of the animals start squawking, and the dog barks, and the horse goes, "He wants to know why he should eat." and the hog's going, "You'll find out soon enough. Take them out now."
But certainly such an intellectual as yourself would be most interested in explaining your dastardly plan.
Give me a roll.
Nice.
6.
Don't know what that says, but I'm glad it's a 6.
The hog is still laughing, and he says, "We intend to do everything to humans that humans have done to us. Now take them, Jed.
Is that why a horse ain't pulling a plow?
I will never work like that again, but I will very much enjoy watching you do it."
Yeah, eat shit, buddy. I'm a divine being. You're livestock. You ain't heard the last of Dale.
"Get them out of here now." And the German Shepherd is right by you, ready to tear you apart. Jed comes up. He unlocks the lock from the post and
I
pulls
want to
the
make a
chain.
move.
He's like,
The instant that lock unlatches, I want to make a move and try and grab the chain and wrap it around the German Shepherd's throat.
"Okay."
I want to wrestle Jed.
Okay. So who wants to go first? Well, you said it first.
You
so
go first, Mike.
You go ahead.
All right.
I see you spring into action.
All right.
Well,
Oh, yes. Finally, I roll a good one.
and you wanted to wrap the chain around the German Shepherd?
Yeah. Now, I'm
Okay,
still
so-
convinced the German Shepherd's calling the shots. So I'm going to, hold him hostage.
Yeah. So as soon as he unleashes you, you grab the chain, and the German Shepherd comes at you like lightning, and you sidestep, wrap it around his throat, and pull it. And you've got the German Shepherd's body against your chest, and you're pulling it, and it's like a hostage situation now.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. That's what I'm going
So-
for.
All right. So we'll jump over then. Jethro, what are you going to do?
So, as soon as I see him start doing that, I want to charge at Jed.
Okay, he does have the shotgun. You still want to charge at him? I'm
He's-
fine with it, but
He's right next to me, though, right?
he does. Yeah.
He's literally right next to me, undoing the chain still.
Yeah. And he's got the shotgun too. So
Yeah.
you want to go for it?
Yeah.
All right. So what are you going to do
Flying
to Jed?
tackle.
Just, the little, basically just charge at him and hit him, try to hit him mid chest.
Okay. All right. Give me a roll.
That's an 8.
That is a partial success. So, as soon as it's unlocked, you bum rush him, hit him. You don't tackle him and get control of him. It knocks him down. He goes flying to the side and drops the shotgun. When you shoulder him over, basically, you drop to your knees and you're pretty close to the shotgun. And Micah, you've got the dog in a chokehold. And all the animals just start, and all the chickens are squawking and they're all going crazy. And they're literally surrounding you. They're like tactics, right? They're circling in the barn, trying to make it where you can't get out.
Yeah.
And the hog,
And I'm holding on to this dog by the chains, like, don't y'all mess with me.
yeah,
Mess with me, the dog gets it.
and boss is like, release Duke or you will suffer. You'll suffer.
I mean, it sounds like
Not
we're going to
happy.
suffer anyway, so you're going to have to bust out the carrot.
And poor Jed's like trying to get to his feet. That shotgun's still laying on the ground, by the way.
Yeah. Can I attempt to grab
Yeah,
the
you
shotgun?
should try to get it because I can't use my
Give me a
hands.
roll.
I'm going to keep my hands where they are.
Give me a roll. Let's see if an animal beats you to it.
7.
7. That is a partial success. Now, you do have a token, but that's up to you. You wanna-
Can you spend
could
the
make
token
it-
after rolling?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
It'll-
yeah.
it'll- Okay. So you spend a token, you're down to 2, and you rush over and grab the shotgun. And who you aiming it at?
You said the animals have like moved around. Has the pig
Yeah.
moved anywhere?
No, the pig's stationary in the mud, but like the chickens have gone around, the goose has made its way to the back, and the horse has made its way up to the side.
While you're doing this, I'm going to squeeze that chain even harder.
Yeah,
I'm
the
going to
dog,
point it
right?
at the horse.
Yeah, just really,
You're going to aim
really put him in a lot of danger.
You're going to aim the shotgun at the horse.
Maybe I'll put it at the dog. I'll put it right next to the dog's head.
Jed starts yelling. He's like, "No, don't do it. Put it down. You're just making things worse. Listen to me.
I
Your
disagree,
only
Jed. I
chance-
think I'm making things better.
Your only chance is to do what they say."
Well, that ain't worked out for you very well, has it, Jed?
And the horse is still going. Now the horse has fully blocked your exit.
All right. Well, it's time we put Mr. Ed down.
The hog says, "This is your last chance, Shoebuds. Release Duke. Drop the weapon."
Mr. Boss Hog, if we do, I mean, what is in for us? I mean, it doesn't sound like you got very good plans for us,
you
and
got
you
any
hadn't
damn
explained it
gasoline?
yet.
And the horse is coming forward towards you. Jethro.
I'll point it right at the horse then.
Yeah, you got to train that thing on the horse because it's like the last animal here that can actually do some damage.
Yeah, when you bring your shotgun around towards the horse, he goes into full gallop towards you.
It's
Squeeze
a
trigger.
double barrel,
Squeeze
right?
trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull both.
All right.
Boom, boom. Yeah.
All right. Give me a roll.
6.
6. It's a partial success. The success is you successfully get it turned around and aimed, and you pull the triggers, and it goes click. And the horse stops right in front of you and goes, "They think we would let humans keep their bullets." And all the animals just uproarious laughter. And Jed's shaking his head. He's like, "I tried to tell you. I tried."
You didn't do shit, Jed. You're a shitty human.
And the
Shut
horse,
up, Jed. We're in charge now.
the horse does a high-o silver maneuver and goes up on his haunches, raising his feet, and the hog says, "Release Duke, or Ed will kill you both."
I mean, you don't have to wrestle Ed.
There ain't no way. There ain't no way I'm releasing Duke after rolling a 12 to get him. That's the best I'm going to do all night. I'm going to squeeze that chain tight. What if this is like a teamwork thing? Like I back away from the horse, like pull the chain tighter.
Do you want to try to? Are you trying to kill the dog, or are you just
I'm not trying to kill him
up
yet.
to you?
Right now, I need him alive.
Okay. So
But-
you're going to try to back away around the horse with the dog.
Yeah.
And what are you doing, Jethro?
I'm going to use the shotgun as a club, turn it
Yes,
around.
that's where I was going with that. That you
Okay.
you got to smack something. Either smack the boss or smack the horse or something. While
Well,
I'm
the horse
slowly
is up on his haunches, and he comes down with one of his hooves towards you, Jethro. So I don't roll in this game, so you have to roll to succeed at not getting hit.
Oh, so I need to roll to dodge then.
Yeah.
9.
9. Yeah, cool. Success. Ed comes down with both hooves, and you're able to jump out of the way. Are you going more towards where Micah is or more towards where Jed is?
Towards Jed.
Okay. So you go to the left.
Yeah.
Dale's over straining with the dog, making his way out of. If you want to try to get out of the barn with the dog, Dale, you can give me a roll for that.
Yes, that is my intention. I want to fling a door open, make an escape route.
What'd you get? A
Close
9?
enough. 9.
Nice. Success. So they didn't shut the barn doors all the way, so you're able to shoulder one open, and you're outside now, and you've got this dog that's flailing, choking to death on a chain. The sheep, you just hear this, "Meh, meh," and the sheep is just charging you. And it's a big sheep, Jethro, and this thing's just running at you. This horse just tried to stomp you. You rolled out of the way. Now this sheep's trying to headbutt you. What do you do?
Jethro, get your ass out here. I'm yelling at Esther this whole time. Esther, I know you got a real gun in the house. Bring me the real gun.
Yeah, I'm going to try to run, to dodge.
Yeah.
Run towards Dale and dodge out of the way of the sheep.
Okay, go for it.
9.
9, yes. Yeah, you dodge out of the way as the sheep goes
If
flying
there was
by.
points for rolling 9s, we'd be killing it.
And you run out the barn door, and now you're outside with Dale, who's choking Duke to death. What do you guys want to do?
I'm also yelling and screaming. I'm yelling for Esther because I think Esther might be the one person here who has a small slice of humanity left.
Yeah.
I'm like, Esther, like assuming I mean, I was making a joke earlier, but assuming that there's like actual weapons in the house, like bring a knife or the real gun or something.
Yeah, so Esther was actually, I believe I stated this, she came to the barn doors whenever Jed brought you guys out. So she's apparently bolted back into the house. And she comes out on the porch and she yells, "Come inside, quick, quick."
Let's just do it. Let's make our way inside.
So you guys going to run in the house?
Yeah,
So you run in the house.
Well, I
and,
can't run, but I'm backing into the house with with
Well,
Duke.
I'll pick Duke up as little long doggy legs on the other side, and we can carry him like a
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get to the house pretty quick, and she's standing there at the door shaking, and she lets you in. But before she shuts the door, she says, "Where's Jed? Where's Jed?"
We don't know. We left him in the barn. I didn't see what happened. There was too much commotion. He was still there with the empty shotgun. Hope he has a lot of luck with that.
She said, "Oh no, oh no," and she shuts the door and she starts locking it. And you've got that dog still, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "What are you gonna do with the dog? What are you doing with Duke?"
I don't know, Esther. Do you like him? If you don't have no use for him, I'll snap his neck right now.
She's like, "No, you wait." She runs in the kitchen and she comes charging back in the living room with a butcher knife in her hand. And she's running towards you, Dale. And she plunges it into Duke's chest and just...
Hell
She
yeah.
says, "I hate that dog. I hate him." And you can throw the corpse down because he's dead.
I'm gonna throw the corpse down and keep the chain in my hand.
And she's just standing there shaking, still holding the knife. And she's like, "Jed, Jed," and just crying.
Well, you better hope Jed's okay because you just killed our only hostage.
And you start seeing all these chickens and the goose running around outside the house. And the horse is like galloping around the house.
Yeah, the
like
horse
it's
is
on
our
a
problem.
racetrack.
The horse is our problem. I can take a chicken.
So say, Miss Esther, do you have any hairspray and a lighter?
Hairspray. Yeah, I think I do. I haven't used it in a long time, but I think I got some.
Well, will you go get it for me?
Yeah. So she goes off, and a little while later she comes back. She gives it to her, and then she sits down on the couch and just puts her face in her hands and starts crying.
Should we ask her about the origin of what has transpired?
Yeah, I'd like any tips possible as far as getting the hell out of here because this is going to end with me and you running into the woods. That's the best case scenario. Yeah, so I sit down next to her and like put my arm on her shoulder, to console her. Esther, I know this is terrifying. I know you're worried about Jed, but how did the animals get like this? What happened here?
She says, I don't know what it was, but all I know is about 6 months ago, Jed and I were asleep, and we heard this loud explosion, and everything just shook. And we went outside, and you could just see this glow in the cornfield behind the house. Just this green glow. And Jed just said, "We'll look into it tomorrow." And when we woke up, Duke was standing at the foot of our bed, and he talked to us. And I screamed, and Jed couldn't even speak. He was so shocked. But Duke said to follow him to the barn. And when we did, the hog started talking to us, and the animals surrounded us, and they told us that we would work for them or they would kill us. And we have no transportation. We're old. We couldn't fight. So we've just been doing what they tell us to do. We can't have meat anymore. It's forbidden. And you're the first people that have come along. Whenever we get our deliveries, Duke waits and has threatened. And he said if we tell anybody anything, he'll kill us. And he'll kill them. And we can't do that.
Well, Esther, that sucks a lot.
Yeah, that's big suck. But
Hope you figure out a way around that. We're going to leave.
yeah, we're out of here. Thank you for the hospitality and the hairspray and the lighter. Wish you the best.
Both of you give me a action check. And tell me your result.
Motherfucking 9.
You got a 9?
Wait, no, I got a 7. I got a
You
7.
got a 7. What'd you get,
Eight.
Dale? An 8? All right. That's both partial successes, so that's good enough. One thing dawns on you about all this is how far reaching is this problem? Because these animals on this farm, have been infected and become sentient, but how far does this spread? And is it every kind of animal? Is it things more than animals? You know, you start thinking about this and it's like, that's something to consider.
Like maybe we shouldn't go wandering into the woods. Yeah, that's a good point.
If you hadn't taken that goddamn shortcut,
The shortcut
Esther-
was your idea. All I wanted was to not spend the money on gas.
And Esther says, the only other thing I can tell you is I don't know what the hog told you, but he has forbidden us from going into the corn. We're not allowed to get any of the corn, and we can't go into the corn.
Well, you got a makeshift weapon now. You know,
we got to burn some corn down.
we should at least go look at the corn. We should at least go check it out. I mean, she's not wrong that it's a better idea than running into the woods.
So we got the sheeps and Mr. Ed out there, and then the chickens are just being chickens.
They have razor beaks.
They do, but I can also fry some chickens.
No. Fun fact, cow tipping is not real. Cows do not sleep standing up. Cows just lay down. However, horses sleep standing up. You could go horse tipping. That's a fun fact.
It's good to know. Good to know. If we just wait until the sun goes down and Mr. Ed falls asleep.
That's right. We could wait him out.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so what do you guys want to do?
All right. What about this? Jethro, you stay here. Make absolutely sure, since you have at least a makeshift weapon on you, make absolutely sure that this floor of the house stays secured and this woman don't go nowhere in case we need a new hostage. And I'll go around the rest of the house looking to see if there's any actual firearms in here and seeing if we can see. I'm going to go looking for anything we can cobble together in order to get out of here and go check out that cornfield.
Okay.
All right.
That's fine.
All right, so
Yeah,
you're going to...
Something like that.
Okay. So, yeah, Jethro's got his blowtorch. Dale, you're going to spend some time rummaging through the house, right? So we're going to say that takes an hour.
Yeah, I'm gonna go upstairs, go down into the attic, rifle through the drawers.
Yeah, so we're going to say it's about 5 p.m. right now, and it takes you about an hour to get through all this. So you're going to search till 6. So I want you to give me a check. And remember, you've got your tokens that can make it an automatic success if you'd like. But
I want to spend a token for automatic success. I'm rolling this anyway, but I'm going to spend the automatic success to find something.
okay, so
I don't know if I decide what it is, like handgun with exactly one bullet in it, like whatever.
so this is how we'll do it. The animals are smart enough that the very first thing they did was Duke literally pinned Esther to the floor and had his teeth around her throat while Jed brought all the shotgun shells out. The only gun that Jed owned was the shotgun. We'll just pretend that you asked Esther about this and she explained it to you before you went rummaging. So he has no other guns, but you have a 12 success on this, a fantastic success. So you tell me what you think you might find in this house that would be of benefit to you. That would make sense. Not like a bazooka, but
Yeah.
or dynamite. There's none of that in here. But
Okay, so this can go one of two ways. Gore, you tell me what you think about this. Either somewhere like deep in the depths of some kind of closet or whatever, I find a couple boxes of shotgun shells, because you've still got the gun on you, right?
I've set it down at some point.
But it's not out in the barn, it's in the house.
I believe I brought it back with me, but
Yeah, you were using it like a bat, you said.
Yeah,
So,
I had it by the barrels like this while we ran in the house.
Yeah. So I'm thinking either I find a couple of boxes of shells somewhere in this house and make the shotgun actually functional again, or if it's not that, I find like a chainsaw or something, like some sort of power tool, like horror movie style.
okay. So I said specifically that he brought all the shells out. So there are no shells to find, but I'll let you
No,
have a power tool
that's
if you
what I
want
mean.
one.
I thought you said the shells thing as in like he he turned over all the shells, but had a hidden stash somewhere that he forgot about.
Yeah, I just don't think that would make any sense at this point because he'd have probably used them. You know,
Yeah,
he realized pretty quickly that they would be screwed, and he'd go get it and take that dog out.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I will. You
A
can,
power tool would be better because that's more horror movie anyway.
yeah, that's Ash.
Yeah.
So if one of you
So I
loses a
lop off
hand,
my left hand.
yeah,
But
yeah. So,
it's an electric chainsaw.
but you also find 100 feet of extension cord. No, yeah. So you can find a gas powered chainsaw if you'd like.
Yeah, but it works, but it's full of that 50-50 gas oil mix. Like it won't make the car fire.
Yeah. You do also find, in the kitchen, there's knives, like butcher's knives, things like that. And you do find one bottle of whiskey.
Okay. Not bad. Also good for making a firebomb if we need one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Molotov time.
All right. So we can
It's Pappy Van Winkle, though. So,
Oh no, we can't. We physically cannot do that.
we can each have one good drink and then make the world's most expensive Molotov.
no, that's what you do. You drink all the Pappy Van Winkle and then just set yourself on fire,
Fuck you, Mr. Hog.
I'm a human Molotov.
All right. So we got a chainsaw on us. We got at least one knife each. Bottle of whiskey. Gore's got his flamethrower. Sorry, Jethro's got his flamethrower. That's enough. We could make a run to the cornfield. I feel all right about that. I mean, biggest thing we got to take out is that horse.
For sure.
Yeah, and you're now at the point of the evening where the sun's just starting to go down, so it's not like nighttime yet. So do you want to do it now? Do you want to wait? What do you want to do?
I think we should make a break for it while it's still light outside. I think that's better for us because animals see better in the dark than we do.
We should get a lantern and see if there is a lantern. But then I have to look for it.
I mean, you can go rummaging through all the shit just like I did. See if you
Miss
find
Esther,
it.
you got a lantern I could borrow?
Yeah, we have a lantern. Should be full of kerosene.
Where's it at? May I
You have
borrow
every
it?
fuel in this house other than gasoline.
Right. we got 15 gallons of whale blubber downstairs too.
Yeah, so she goes off in her room and comes back with this old lantern.
I'm gonna light that bitch up.
There you go. Poof.
And I put my hairspray in the one pocket and the lighter in the other pocket, so it's ready to be accessed. And I got the other lantern just holding it.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and grab a.
This chef's ready to cook.
I'm gonna grab some kind of like towel or handkerchief and shove it into the top of that bottle of whiskey, just in case I need to light it up real quick.
Before you do that, we both have to have a swig of it.
No, you're right. So I rifle through Esther's cabinets, find a couple of lowball glasses, pour us each 3 fingers, Pappy Van Winkle.
Yeah, it's a 1992 vintage, of course.
Have one last shot before we march to our death, and then shove a handkerchief into the bottle of whiskey and just put it in my back pocket. Get ready to light it up in case I need it.
All right. So you're going out the back of the house, I assume?
We're going whichever direction is closest to the cornfield. So that back door, side door, whatever it is.
You look out the back door and you see in your 180-degree view, there are no animals currently. All right. And you've got the cornfield probably 20 yards from the house is where it starts. There's also a pond, a real small pond off to the right side of the house at the back.
Miss Esther, are there any fish in that pond?
Catfish.
God damn.
Some big ones.
Don't get distracted, Jethro. I know that's your specialty. Don't get distracted.
I could use a good catfish right now, but we'll do that
Not right
later.
now.
You heading towards the corn?
Yeah, I mean, you got to hold out that lantern some. Just make sure the coast is clear. And if the coast is clear, I think we run.
All right. So you guys bolt across the yard and get into the corn.
My chainsaw is turned on. I'm ready to saw it any second.
So you bolt into the corn. I'm going to have you give me rolls for every 5 minutes of walking through this corn. So you make it about 5 minutes in. One of you give me a roll. Both of you can't do it.
I'll do it. 10. Hell.
Okay.
Yes.
So at this point, you start smelling something like burnt. And you can see up ahead of you that some of the corn is leaning back towards you, like rows of it or something pushed them back. And that's directly ahead of the direction you're going. To the right and the left, I mean, it's just row after, and the corn's taller than you. So you're completely hidden in this corn at this point. But that's what you're looking at. Ahead of you, corn's laid
toward
back.
the burnt smell. We can't see anything, right? We just
You just smell it.
yeah. We'll just go towards the most burniest smell.
All right. So you make it takes you another 5 minutes to get to where the corn is laying down. So you're 10 minutes into the corn patch. And when you get up to where the corn's lying down and look over it, you can see there is a giant crater in the earth, just like something hit it, like somebody dropped a bomb there, and it's all just a huge. All the corn's been blown out, the earth's been blown out. It's about 10 feet deep. From your vantage point, you think it's probably about 10 feet deep. On the other side, the corn's laying in the direction away from you. It's almost a perfect circle where this happened. And a little further from the lip of this is a scarecrow out in the middle of the field.
You think we're dealing with a Superman situation here?
I'm kind of wondering if we should just set the scarecrow on fire just to be safe.
Yeah, just go ahead. I mean, at that point, though, it's going to set the corn on fire,
No big loss.
but we are in the corn, my friend.
Good thinking, Jeff.
Yeah, that's true, Chef.
Yes, chef. That is the only way you shall address me as chef.
Yes, Chef. We are in the corn. That might make it unsafe to burn this whole thing down. I walk up a little closer and look like straight down into the crater. Do I see anything when I get close? Is it still just like 10 feet deep and dirt, basically?
Yeah, and there's this chunk of black rock that's vibrating with purple emanations of color. Just whoa. Oh.
Ooh.
Whoa. Give me a roll, chef.
Oh, 5.
Okay.
Chef notices nothing.
Nothing.
That's partial success, right? Not
No,
quite failure.
That's fail. 5's a fail. 6 is partial success.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything here. Here, Dale.
Both of you give me a fear check. You gotta be.
Fail.
You both fail. Oh, you
ahead.
want? You made it, but you failed it, Chef.
Chef is 4.
Okay, so Chef, you lose, or you gain 1 to your fear. You are. All of this is starting to hit you a little bit, and you're, jittery, having trouble concentrating because you just keep looking around and hearing sounds and this thing in the ground, and animals have been talking to you. So it's been a bad day.
That's
Yeah,
understandable.
Dale looks him right in the eye. Dale's like, Jethro, you got to pull it together. We're close now. That purple rock means something. We have to do something with it. Stay with me, Jethro. Chef, look, purple rock. You think Molotov maybe? Maybe set it on fire?
We have to cook a tasty dish with it.
With fire.
We have to use it as though it were a truffle. We can make a tasty pork dish.
You're gonna cook, boss?
We will cook boss with the truffle.
Like that spirit. That's nice.
Space trouble. You hear a fluttering sound.
Molotov it before it's too late.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
Give me an
pull the-
action check first, Dale.
All right.
As you hear these fluttering sounds.
No.
No. You think it's the wind. All right, what do y'all do?
So does does
Ooh,
the
you fa-
failure?
Yeah, you failed that check, and you're going to gain a fear from that, actually. Because that's one of the options I've got here, and in
What'd
this
you say, gain one
situation, it
fear?
matters. Yeah, so you've got a fear too, because you heard a fluttering sound, but you didn't see anything, so you're extra panicky. And you're like, should I
Okay,
get
but-
close to this rock? Am I going to get cancer? What's happening?
So that failure made it so that I did not throw the bomb at it.
No, that was just a check I wanted you to do to see if you noticed anything. I said you heard a fluttering sound,
Okay.
and you don't see anything,
So,
but it increased your
failed
fear because
that.
you rolled very
Okay.
poorly.
Okay. So,
now what
failed
would
that,
you
and
like
I'm
to
very
do?
scared, but I can still
Yeah.
try and light my Molotov and throw it down on this thing.
You sure can. Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to try to do.
All right, do it.
I'm gonna borrow Jethro's lighter, light that some bitch up, and
And he got a 2.
got
Snake
one.
So this is terrible. So you take your one Molotov cocktail and go to throw it and stumble. And what happens is you throw it past the hole and it explodes on the wall of the pit that the rock's in a big explosion of flame. And it's just enough flame to light up that scarecrow visually. No, it didn't hit the scarecrow. So that you see that all that fluttering you heard was that scarecrow is covered in crows.
Taking out a fear point.
And you get a fear point for that.
Yeah.
And the crows start going, "Caw, caw. Kill them, kill them, kill them." And then they burst forward, flying towards you guys. What do you do?
I have the lantern in my hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You
try to
do.
get my chainsaw going.
You do.
I'm gonna toss the lantern so that it breaks, and I'm gonna use the lantern as a Molotov as well, and
Nice.
There you go. There you go.
Do
aim
it.
it at the secret stone.
Nice. Do it.
3.
You rolled a 3?
Yes.
Yes. No, you failed. Your fear goes up 1. And you do the same thing. You just sling it out of fear and it goes flying, and it's a little closer to the the rock, the glowing rock itself, but it just explodes off the side and the fire goes up the bank as this cloud of crows just descend on you guys, just ripping and tearing. So both of you give me basically dodge rolls. Let's see if they get you at all.
7.
Jethro got a 7. That's
7.
a success. Well, those are both partial successes, so you only take 1 health damage as these things are just tearing at you as they're flying by, and when they descend on you, they just swoop down and they don't even slow down in speed. They're just like raking their beaks across you as they continue on back, and then they're circling around for another attack. What do you do?
Oh, I use the flamethrower.
Nice.
Pull out the hairspray from the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it to it, Jethro. Chef. I ain't gonna call you Jethro anymore. Chef.
I'm going to flambe your ass. I have to say that before I do it.
Yeah, you should get a +1 for that. That's pretty good. Cool phrases that relate to your occupation. Get you a +1. Yeah.
That's actually a good policy. There should be points for that.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'll add that.
Just put that in the rule book.
Yep. So what'd you get?
I rolled a 9.
A 9. So you get a 10, which is a success. Very nice. And 2 health damage. So as you're spraying the flame towards the torrent of crows that are descending on you, several of them burst into flames and squawk and just fly off into the corn beside you, hitting the ground. All right. How about you, Dale?
I'm still on my feet, right? Did I get knocked down by any of this? I don't have to like stand up or whatever. All right. I'm going to try to make my way to the scarecrow with the chainsaw and try to cut the scarecrow just right in 2 pieces with the chainsaw, just in case the scarecrow is part of this problem.
Okay.
I mean, that might be nothing. Even if this attack succeeds, it might be nothing, but the scarecrow is bothering me, so I'm going to try to cut it.
Sure. Do it.
7.
Well, let me take that back. So this is a big hole. Do you mean you're going to run around the edge of it to the scarecrow and do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you run around and get to the scarecrow. That was a partial success. So you get there and you start cutting through it. And that you're now facing where Chef was, and you can see the skies full of those crows, and they're coming back and they're making their way a direct line. They're going to come through him and then through you. So the crows descend, Chef, and you want to try to dodge, roll around, move around, whatever. They're attacking you, so you've got to roll to defend, basically.
Chef rolls an 8.
Ooh, Chef got a partial success. So you're able to dodge most of them, but a couple of them nick you, so you lose another health. The same thing for you. They just rip through him, and they're coming at you, Dale.
Yeah, I'm just going to try to dodge too and fail.
Oh, yeah, so they tear you up. They light you up, and you also lose a health. And now it's both of your turns. That was the crow's turn. Or is it crows's? I don't know. What is plural of crows? Crows?
It's a murder.
Oh, yeah.
Crease.
The murder of crows are murdering you.
How poetic.
I don't think we should focus on these crows. I don't think we have anything to attack them with. I think we should go back to focusing on that rock. I'm ready to try to cut the rock with a chainsaw now.
You should finish the scarecrow off.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
you're already like balls. You're already deep into it. So.
Yeah. I'm going to make another run at the scarecrow. See if I can cut it completely all the way through. And I'm like, time to reap what you sow, bitch.
+1. So you make your way all the way through the scarecrow, and it topples to the ground. And
That
the
satisfies me. Possibly useless, but
crows.
it satisfies me.
The crows are making their next wave. They're circling around to come back towards you guys. What do y'all do?
I use the scarecrow as a javelin into the rock.
You're not near the scarecrow. You're on the other side of the hole.
That's fair. That is fair. um, did I use all of my hairspray?
No, you just used all of your lantern.
Right.
I think you still got the hairspray and the lighter. I think you could use that on either crows or glowing rock if you wanted to.
Right.
Yeah, this is an old can of hairspray, so they actually filled it with hairspray.
Yeah, and it's full of that shit that they used before the like EPA regulations, where it's like super flammable. Like this thing's basically a nuclear weapon.
Hell yeah.
It's the reason my little brother has no hair today. You're correct. Yeah.
So I have to try to set the rock on fire again, because that is the only thing we can think to do. I mean,
Yeah, sounds good to me.
We can't fight the crows.
a 9.
Nice.
You got a 9. So Chef stands over the hole, flicks the lighter, and the rock starts emitting sparks, and some of the purple on one side of it where that flame hit it directly goes out, and it's nothing but rock color. So part of the rock is still emanating and pulsing the purple, and the other part is gone. And you can hear all the way from where you are the animals in the barn just roaring and a raucous going like crazy. And when you guys look in that direction, you can see something coming through the corn, pushing it down from the direction of the barn towards you guys. There's something coming through that corn, and it's just pushing it down at a high rate of speed.
It's boss.
It's either, it's the boss or the horse.
At a high rate of speed.
I'm ignoring it completely, and I'm going to try to chainsaw the rock.
Okay, do it.
9. Right,
Yes,
the part that's
yes.
still glowing purple, I'm just like smashing that thing up against it, and sparks are shooting out. Just whatever I can think of to destroy it.
Yeah, so you go down in that hole, and you're just and pieces of the rock are flying off that are purple, and then they just go black as they go through the air. And the raucous continues, and at this point, the crows are just swarming you guys like crazy. So both of you need to give me a roll to defend the crows. What'd you get?
10.
5. You get tore up quite a bit, Chef. So you take another health damage, and you got a 10, Dale.
Yeah.
So you are good to go. No damage to you at all.
Just covered in
you're just-
straw and crow
you're
feathers
just-
and
Any crow that gets
chainsaw on a rock.
any crow that gets near you gets a blade. Yeah, there's wings and guts and crow heads flying everywhere and chunks of rock. Yeah, so that was the crow's turn. It's still you guys' turn. What do you do, Chef?
Well, Jethro's on the rock now.
Is there still any part of the rock that's glowing? Can we see?
Yeah,
the
there's still
glow from
purple.
anywhere?
Yeah, they're still purple.
You just got to keep flamethrower in that rock, brother.
You're next to it, though. I'm not
that's
going
all
to flamethrow you.
No, you can aim it away from me. We don't have to be completely like opposing each other. Like actually, you can say that I'm like I've took a couple steps away to chainsaw crows by now.
Does anybody have a fear of 5 yet? Your
Mine's
fear
a
level?
Negative. Mine
No,
is it too.
okay. All right. There's no negatives to your rolls yet then. So what you going to do, Chef?
I'm going to flamethrower to repel the crows.
Okay, nice. Oh, are you doing that like an assist to Dale? You're going to be spraying in the air with the flames to keep them from diving through it? Nice. What'd you get?
A 7.
Yeah, cool. So Chef is sitting there creating this row of flame in the air, and the crows, when they get near it, they're diving off. So he's giving Dale time. So Dale, what are you going to do? And how many bonus tokens do you have?
I've got another token on me, and I'm going to use it for a continued attack on this rock to chainsaw whatever purple I see apart.
Nice. So Dale just goes to town, and every swing down just takes off another chunk and another chunk. And as Dale raises his arm or the chainsaw blade to the sky, Ed appears full gallop and dives through the air. And as Ed's going through the air, Dale brings it down, and the last chunk of purple explodes into blackness. Now, I need both of you to roll as defense against Ed.
Yeah, he might still fall on our head and crush us. 6.
5.
You got a 6. 6 and a 5. So, Ed leaps, and when he does, he hits Chef and knocks him off of the edge down into where the rock is, and you take 1 health damage. He continues over the hole and hits Dale on his way and knocks the chainsaw out of his hand and lands on the edge and slides, and you hear him whinnying, and he slides into the corn, and then he turns around and walks up to the edge and looks down at you.
What do you got to say, Mr. Ed?
And he turns around, and the horse starts walking around the edge of the hole, going, and then it starts sauntering around and goes back out of the path that it made.
Well, we might have survived this.
Just might have.
We're going to climb up out of the crater, look towards the house and the barn. Do we see anything as far as is there any more crows going crazy? Is there any?
The crows
hogs
are
running at
gone.
us?
You don't even see the crows.
Oh. Well, I want to pick up the chainsaw just in case. And I think we could make our way back to the house.
You going back to the house?
Yeah, and I make sure to grab the bottle of toxic 70s hairspray before I leave.
Yeah, that's the best weapon we
It's done
got.
me well.
That's the same. Yeah, that's the same as like having nukes in the 1940s.
All right. So you make your way back down the trail that Ed made for you, and you're making your way towards the house. You see Jed come stumbling out of the barn, and he just falls over on the ground.
Ooh. Not going to be fun to break this to Esther.
Oh no, we'll go pick him up. I'll use my strong arm and heft him up over my shoulder.
All right. You're one
I'll
strong.
carry him back into the house.
We'll go pick him up and drag him in the house at least.
All right. Y'all go get him. You drag him into the house. Esther runs up. She's like, "Oh, Jed, is he okay?" She's like slapping his face, and he's going, so he's alive. That's good.
Oh, wow.
But he's still kind of out of it, and she gets you to help lead him to the couch.
In the meantime, I go cook up a dish known to awaken the senses. Also known as the All-Star Special.
Also has meat in it.
So you hear the horse whinny again, but it sounds like it's near the barn as y'all are trying to help Jed. And Esther's like, "What happened? What happened?"
Well, Esther, you didn't happen to see any purple rocks fall out of the sky, did you?
No, I've never seen a purple rock.
Well, we just destroyed one, and I think your livestock might be back to normal now.
How do you know?
We don't. But,
Mr. Ed, he didn't have anything to say when I talked to him, so.
yeah, we keep trying to talk to them, and they don't answer.
Well, will you go check?
Yeah, I suppose that's reasonable. Still got my chainsaw on me. We'll go out to the barn.
One of you's got a lighter and hairspray, and the other's got a chainsaw. You guys walk out to the barn, and Boss is still in his pit, and the chickens are up on a roost, and Ed is standing over in the corner, and you see the sheep, but they don't pay you any attention.
Who's a good bacon? Who's some good bacon?
You're
There's a good bacon.
Yeah, I'm just standing next to the hog, like, wallering around in slop. I'm just standing there next to him, revving the chainsaw, like.
no reaction. And the camera pans out over this beautiful farm at night and then shows the full moon. And as the camera is looking at the moon, you see something shoot through the sky.
Not again.
The end. Yeah, you guys did it.
We
Tune in
survived.
next one shot for Mom RPG, the sequel.